When it comes to lesson planning, sometimes it feels like you're staring at a blank slate and you have no idea where to start. Today, I wanted to share with you kind of a general template I follow to see if it could be helpful for you and help you save time while you're lesson planning. Hey, it's Ashley, aka Senior in Spanish, where I provide easy-to-use lesson plans and resources to save you time and energy and reduce your workload while you're lesson planning. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button, and then I just wanted to make sure you knew that links to everything that I mentioned in this video will be down in the description box below. So something that helps me when I'm lesson planning is to have kind of a fill-in-the-blank style template. I set up class in a very similar routine on a day-to-day basis, which means that when I'm planning, I basically just fill in the activities that go in the different chunks of the day. I found that this helps me to be more efficient while I'm planning, but it also helps my students know what to expect in a class period because our structure and routine follows the same pattern on a day-to-day basis. Today I'm going to outline that structure for you and share a bit about how I fill in the blanks of that template as well. It's important to note that this is something that I would do with 8th through 12th grade students, Spanish 1 and 2 classes. Even my exploratory classes, I kind of followed a similar routine when I did them, and this is in a 45 to 50 minute class period. If that sounds like something that you're ready for, let's get right into it. First, and you've heard me talk about this before, I always start out class with the same routine. A quick how are you, calendar talk, and weather talk. And I have a full video with examples and going into that much more in detail on my channel. I'll make sure to link that for you here, but basically I just want to know how my students are, knock out some basic skills, and build relationships all at the same time. That's a win-win-win in my book. This routine takes about 5 to 8 minutes of class depending on how much the students want to share and how interesting the weather is that day. Maybe there's a ton of snow expected, things like that. Next, we do our daily routine, and this could be weekend chat, this could be free voluntary reading, Musica Miracle, special person interview. Again, I have a full video where I detail a lot more information on each of those daily routines. If you wanted to check that out, I'll make sure to link it for you here on the screen. But basically, we do a different routine every single day of the week, and it uses up a chunk of class time. These usually last about 10 minutes each day. Again, there's a little bit of leeway depending on the day, depending on the routine, but I generally plan for about 10 to 12 minutes of class time for my daily routine block. You'll notice that just with these daily routines, we've already knocked out 1/3 of our class time. That is a lot of planning that I don't have to do on a regular basis just because I lean into those routines over and over and over again. Having those routines in place really helped me to reduce my prep time. So if that's something that you want to learn more about, again, I'll make sure to link to my start of class routine in the description box below if you want to learn more about any of those. So next we get into activities that are tied to our unit, and this is where it gets a little fluffy. It's definitely less routine than the first 2 segments of the lesson plan template. This is because it generally depends on where we are in our unit, but usually I do 2 to 3 activities that work on what we're working on. I know this part's a little more vague, but I don't want to get too far into unit planning, which is really what I think this chunk of the lesson plan tends to wind up being, because what I choose depends on where we are in our unit and where we were yesterday and what we're doing next, and I don't want to derail our lesson plan video by talking about units. If you do want to talk about unit planning sometime in the future, just leave me a comment down below that says, yeah, hey, I'd like to talk about unit planning, or yes, units, whatever you want to know. Let me know if you would like to hear a video talking about how to plan out a unit rather than how to plan out lessons. Finally, we wrap up class with an exit slip or a quick formative assessment. Again, I have a whole video where I talk about exit ticket ideas, so I'm not going to dig too far into this. This is just what I do at the end of the class period. Exit tickets really aren't something that are super in-depth for me. I just kind of want to get a feel for where they are and what their understanding is like. Last but not least, as the bell is ringing, we do our final dismissal. This is something I got from Bryce Hedstrom, and when I first saw it, I was like, that's super corny and really cheesy, and there's no way I'm doing that. And then I tried it and I actually loved it. So here's what it is. I just say, clase, gracias por aprender, and they answer, profe, gracias por enseñarnos. It's kind of sweet, right? I would definitely recommend you give it a try. I hope that was helpful for you. I wanted to give you one more resource to help you as you're lesson planning. I have made a spreadsheet of about 100 activities you could use to help you. Remember how I was talking about that part where you get to choose 2 to 3 activities to kind of fill in the blank? Well, that spreadsheet is a really good reference to kind of scroll through and just be like, yep, this one and this one. I'll make sure to link that spreadsheet of activities down in the description box below in case that's something that you're interested in seeing. Thanks so much for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you didn't. Click subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified of all new content that I create for you in the future.